A year ago, it was Seattle SLU winning the Belmont and capturing the Triple Crown. Saturday afternoon, June 10th on CBS, you will see if Affirmed can duplicate it. Back-to-back Triple Crown winners, wouldn't that be something? Special edition of the CBS.
Now, before this video fully starts, we've seen many great comebacks within the NBA. Let me know in the comments, do you think this will be a great comeback or is it a blowout?
CBS Sports Spectacular, June 10th. We start the fourth quarter. I'm Brent Musburger, Rick Barry, and Steve Jones. Game 1 of the NBA Championship Series. Game 2 is Thursday night. Hayes on the turnaround, and Silas gives the Bullets one shot, but Kupchak's got it back. Bullets have controlled this game. Dandridge, Johnson, Wright, Kupchak, and Hayes on the floor for Mata. Bad pass. Johnson got a hand on it, couldn't control. CJ come out. He is arguing now with Darryl Gerritsen about possession. It'll go to the Bullets. They're up by 11.
Break for the Bullets. It looked like Charles Johnson actually touched that ball last.
See, the Sonics have improved their shooting, and the Bullets have cooled off finally.
Defense critical for the Sonics. Wright given the open shot on the miss. Dennis Johnson, strong rebounding guard. Here's one of those important trips that Lenny Wilkins pointed out during that timeout. It'll be Webster. Over Kupchak. Silas battling. Hayes is up over his back that time. No question about it.
No foul, though. He called the ball going over the top of the basket, out of bounds, off of Elvin Hayes' tip. And you see it come over the corner there. That's what the call was. The ball will be going out of bounds on the sideline to the Sonics.
Tommy Henderson checks in.
They want to make a change defensive assignments. They want to get Charles Johnson's going to play against Dennis Johnson to bring Henderson in on Brown. He's a little bit taller, try to bother the shot somewhat.
So Dennis Johnson has got CJ underneath. Now he pops out behind a double screen trying to get free. There he is. Dennis Johnson to the glass.
Charlie Johnson got picked off on a double screen. Nobody made a defensive adjustment in that situation. That enabled Dennis Johnson to get the easy opportunity.
10 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Washington trying to win game 1 and then go home for games 2 and 3. Dandridge hits Henderson. Johnson coming in. Henderson and Kupchak there, and the foul called against Henderson.
Sonics defense has picked up. They have forced Washington now to put up tough perimeter shots, and they're only...
See, this is what I'm talking about. Washington 84 with Seattle 75. Seattle has been given many opportunities to capitalize, and yet they keep on creating errors over and over again. Now, even though I don't know the outcome of this game, I would not be shocked if Washington ended up winning it. I would not be shocked at all.
Limited to one shot, and they're coming down and getting better shots themselves. They're bringing the big tank back in the game. They're going to shut down that middle a little bit more.
When you say, where was this defense earlier if you're a Sonic fan?
Hayes went out when Unseld checked in. So Kupchak and Unseld working up front. John Johnson drills, and the crowd is up in Seattle. 84-77. This is a vital game for the SuperSonics. Henderson poised will be important for Washington. Great pass. Unseld going to Kupchak, and a holding foul call by Ed Rush, and Webster is furious.
That's only the first team foul of the Sonics, and Marvin Webster.
That's a religious man acting like that right there, so you know he picked up his third foul. He's pretty upset about that one. They have brought Wes Unseld in the ball game to contend with the roughhouse tactics of Paul Silas.
Kevin Greavy back on the floor for the Bullets. Kupchak got Webster up in the air.
He's done that to him twice now. Marvin's going to have to keep his ground. Make Kupchak commit himself first.
Elvin watching. 10 minutes left in the game. 86-77. Kupchak with Webster goes to the left-handed hook, out. Greavy coming around. Dennis Johnson illegally traveled.
Dennis Johnson with good pressure on that play forced Kevin Greavy to get the dribble up high, and he turned it over.
That's probably the best place right here. You'll see he carries the ball, but that's the best place to really get Kevin Greavy in the backcourt because he doesn't handle the ball that well. He's still making a transition.
John Johnson, Unseld comes over on him, and traveling is the call. It'll go to the Bullets on the side.
Johnny allowed himself to be intimidated by Unseld coming over to pick him up. And of course, Wesley really isn't a jumper. If he had just taken the ball and gone straight up to the basket, Wesley would have just kept his position.
Silas taking Unseld underneath. Here's West backing in on Paul. Roll the hook shot. Webster's rebound is off to Freddie Brown. 9:25 left. Bullets in command. Brown, 86-79, a 7-point lead. 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Mata kneeling down, front of the bench. They'll give West that shot every time. Henderson will take it.
They'll give him that one, too.
Every time.
Freddie Brown spins around Henderson. Gravy there with him. Now Webster joins. It's 5-on-5. Tough check with Webster. Unseld with Silas. Dennis Johnson to the jump shot. 86-81. They're back within 5, and Mata does not ask for a timeout.
I'm quite surprised, Brent. Seattle's got something going. You might want to call a timeout and try to put a stop to it.
8:35. Dandridge. Double team miss. One shot. Sonics for the work at both ends on the glass.
The Big E will be back in.
Freddie Brown got Greavy to the air. Chance for the three-pointer.
Dick Mata's got to call a timeout here, Brent.
Oh, come on now. You must admit this has been a very, very interesting quarter right here. A nice little comeback.
Seattle has really turned it on. The home court really playing a factor now. The crowd's got the Seattle team really pumped up. Freddie Brown is feeling it. 3-point game. A lot of time to go.
Lenny Wilkins brings the team over, and Paul Silas has been a monster force during this timeout. He rallied them over there. He is taught, and he is rebounded.
I can honestly say that this is not a blowout. Oh, baby, now it's a game, and I'm starting to wonder, is Seattle going to pull it out? Let me know your thoughts about this video so far in the comments.
Magnificently. Lordy, Lordy, Mother of Mercy. Ball, please go in the hole, and it did for Freddie Brown. And you can hear the crowd. The home court advantage in Seattle, where they have won 20 in a row. But because of an arena problem, they go to Landover, Maryland for Game 2 Thursday night, Game 3 Sunday.
Washington with a golden opportunity here. They know what happened. They did that for us in '75. If they can hold on and win this ball game, they are really in the driver's seat. And the ironic thing is, it was back in February, on February the 8th. The last team to beat the Sonics here was the Washington Bullets by 6 points.
The Bullets are up by 2, 86-84. 8 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Hayes is back. Here's Greavy. From the left corner, he's off. The Kupchak gives the Bullets a second shot. So Kupchak, Hayes, and Unseld on the floor. Blocking foul as Marvin Webster goes down. It's number 4.
Oh, how those offensive boards hurt. There you see Webster. Looked like he had pretty good position. So the Bullets picking up that 4th foul on Webster, and that helps them. 2 team fouls for both ball clubs. Anybody's ball game at this juncture.
Well, they have taken Bobby Dandridge out, who had only scored 1 field goal in the second half, and they got that super tanker front liner in an attempt to try and get more offensive boards and control the tempo at the offensive end.
Golf tournament, final round of the Memorial coming up. But they may play a while with this one. 7:56, and it's a 2-point game. Johnson comes around the Webster screen. Unseld switches, and Kupchak goes right with Marvin. John Johnson's shot is off, but Dennis Johnson gives the Sonics a second shot. Freddie Brown. Henderson is there, and Brown will take it up outside. Greavy. Lead pass now to Henderson. Inside of Brown for the layup basket. 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Henderson gambled, couldn't steal it from Brown. Now Freddie's inside. Draws Unseld off and miss. And it is Marvin Webster. The
last 3 times down the court.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been waiting on somebody to dunk. I was starting to wonder, was that like a rule or something?
The Sonics have been able to get 2 and 3 shots at the hoop. You'll see Webster takes it right back up and puts the top on it.
Greavy to the left side. Johnson will try to keep him sealed here on the sideline. Greavy in the pull-up.
Loose ball foul, Brent. Again going to the boards, this time on Mitch Kupchak, pushing off. And you see the job that Paul Silas did on Elvin Hayes. He fronted him, never allowed him to get to the ball. Watch Kupchak come in right there. Right arm, you see the left arm push John Johnson, picking up the foul on the right side of your screen.
The Pacific Northwest will explode if Seattle can tie it right here. Loose ball. Hayes to the floor. And Henderson's out of bounds. It'll go to the Sonics.
I'll tell you one thing, Brett, psychologically, Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld, for them, I think it's important they win this game because they had...
Come on, man. Your teammate was right in front of you. Why didn't you just pass the ball?
Such a big lead as we see him battling on the floor here. To lose this game after having lost in the championship series before, it's going to be very difficult for them psychologically.
Well, he did try and trip on that time, just trying to get his foot in there, but he couldn't. The Washington Bullets have now lost control of themselves psychologically, and they've lost control of the basketball game tempo-wise. Charlie Johnson is back in the game again, trying to get some defensive pressure out in front.
Charlie will be banging on Freddie Brown. You can rest assured of that.
He's right there watching him. Also looking out for the Webster pick. Brown says, give me a little daylight. What, 6 minutes and 24 seconds.
I'm gonna be honest with you now. I'm rooting for Seattle. I'm rooting for them.
What they have to do is come out, and Wes Unseld is not exposing when they get ready to set a pick for Fred Brown.
Well, forget everything that's taken place, folks. We have a basketball game that's going to be decided with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
Blocking foul on Dennis Johnson. Greavy dribbling up. Let me point out that here in the fourth quarter, Mitch Kupchak and Tom Henderson. Henderson has now left. They were the only Bullets with field goals. I had the feeling that Kevin Greavy might have been trying to do a little bit too much all by himself there for a time. He has come to the free throw line. 21 points through 3, but this would be his first point in the fourth quarter, and he's got an important free throw.
He has been able to get down earlier and get easy shots, and now he began to try and work in a 1-on-5 situation and hadn't been successful in that. But what the Sonics really did that hurt the Bullets was double up on Bobby Dandridge and force that ball back out on the perimeter.
Battling back is Greavy. Unseld lob to Hayes. The play that Wilkins warned them about, but of course that time it happened so quickly the defense could not be set. So it is suddenly a 3-point Washington lead with 6 minutes left. Dennis Johnson going one-on-one against Greavy, even though it's C.J. came over. Kupchak off now to C.J.
Washington with a chance to try and regain control of this ball game right here.
They could go back to a 5-point lead. Elvin. Here's Johnson. Silas runs it down, and it's Freddie Brown. Silas with a lot of minutes in the second half. Kupchak hustled back, and then Brown retrieves down there at the right side. Freddie glides baseline, goes to the left hand with that shot.
It's a beautiful shot.
Oh, Freddie, he's pulling out the trick, Steve.
Fred Brown is probably the toughest guy in the league. The glide right there, you'll see he comes in, he shows him the ball. He also tells him about it on the way. You see him get that hoop and the hand come up.
Yes, sir. Freddie is pumped, and so Washington with a chance to have gone back in the lead and get up to 5. A long, tough shot by C.J. Freddie Brown responds, and we have a tie ball game because I'm betting he makes this one.
There it is. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Deadlocked at 91. Game 1 of the NBA World Championship Series.
And this is a sign of things to come in this series, Brett.
Unseld. John Johnson trying to muscle him out. Kevin Greavy getting inside. Greavy's shot is off. Dennis Johnson runs it down. Lead to Freddie Brown.
Greg, just like you said, Greavy is trying to do too much by himself. They're not moving the ball. They're not getting it inside. They have not played the type of basketball that got him the lead.
Kupchak tied it. Pretty shot by Mitch. 93 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Timeout has been called by Seattle. And the crowd applauding what has been a sensational comeback by the Sonics. Washington dominating for 3 quarters. And then the Sonics come back to tie it.
To watch this game from beginning to end and see the Sonics pull ahead for the first time in this game, Man, that's beautiful.
Following the fury that is about to unfold in Seattle for 4 minutes and 48 seconds, you can enjoy the calming effect of the final round of the Memorial Golf Tournament. Simon's the leader, and Jack Nicklaus trying to stage a comeback. Tied at 93. Seattle with the ball. All the important numbers are there on the screen. The Washington Bullets were ahead in this game by 19 points. That was their largest margin. Dennis Johnson going through a minefield. And Greavy coming back out after him.
And that is going to be the penalty situation. Greavy picking up his 5th personal foul. Only 3 team fouls on the Sonics, so they have one to use in this last 4 minutes and 37 seconds, and that could be a factor.
Washington has gotten caught up in the physicality of the ball game now. They have seemed to be more intent on pushing and shoving and not getting the offensive opportunities and playing good, honest defense.
Game 1 against Philadelphia appeared to have been won by the Bullets, and then Doug Collins sent it into a dramatic overtime, and then Elvin Hayes went wild. He is capable of an explosion when he seizes control.
Oh boy, free throws. I keep harping on that, Brent. They are so important. He just missed 2 very big ones for Seattle.
Not a good foul by John Johnson with 4:28 left now. They don't have a foul to waste, and that gives Washington a little momentum.
They put the ball in play from the side. They'll be shooting the next one. Greavy.
That's one of the few times that Greavy has used the play to get open for a shot rather than trying to do it by himself, as you pointed out.
24 for Kevin, and a 2-point Bullet lead. Here's the man of the hour in Seattle, Freddie Brown. Greavy with Dennis Johnson, who swings around him. It's spun out, but John Johnson was left alone at the right side. With all of that Washington muscle out there, John Johnson had the position.
Bobby Dandridge lost his man.
Here is Dandridge. John Johnson looking for a pick. Silas is fronting Hayes. Greavy outside again. Silas takes it down, and here's Freddie Brown. Greavy back on defense. Brown up over the top. Battle to the corner, won by Johnson. Lead to Dandridge. Silas coming back. Dandridge hits Greavy. And he is fouled and hurt. He's down.
He hurt his ankle.
Foot and ankle area. Dick Motta coming back out.
Here's the play again. Dandridge gets the man to commit. Good pass off. Watch the left ankle. You can't see it when he hits the ground, but you can see him fall down in pain. Holds on to that left ankle. How serious it is remains to be seen. Many times I've done something like that, Brent, and it's a twist. It hurts quite a bit for about 3 minutes, and all of a sudden it goes away, and you're able to continue without hardly any pain at all.
Of course, when you're playing in a game like this and you're very loose and it's very exciting, you want to get back in the basketball game and stay in as long as you can. Greavy's an offensive player. He's got a chance to shoot some free throws. You can believe he's going to try and come back.
We'll have to point out one thing. Fred Brown had an opportunity down there where they had a break situation, and he tried to take a very difficult shot over Greavy. Had a man open on the left side of the floor, and the wise play would have been to make that pass there, give that man, Dennis Johnson, an opportunity to make the play. And so that has cost the Sonics right here.
Freddie Brown has scored a total of 26, 12 of those points here in the fourth quarter. Sonics leaning in to listen to Lenny Wilkins with the Bullets up by 2. Well, we've got a moment. Let's credit our producer, Robert Stenner, our director, Tony Verna, our associate producer, Bob Dunphy, and the rest of this West Coast crew led by Brooks Graham, who did their usual outstanding job in putting together this first game package. The series resumes Thursday night in Landover, Maryland. Game 2, it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 o'clock live out here along the Pacific Network. And then we'll go back to work on Sunday with Game 3. Game 4 will be back here a week from Tuesday night in the Kingdome. Greavy gingerly testing that ankle. Chance to complete the three-point play. And Mata will be watching carefully how he moves down the floor. 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Lenny Wilkins trying to get a play going to the basket. Reverse situation by the guards off of a split. It'll either be for Fred Brown or Dennis Johnson.
It was a sprained ankle in Game 1 against Philadelphia that sidelined Wes Unseld for a couple of games of that series. And Larry Wright soon will check into that backcourt for the Bullets. Dennis Johnson trying to go around Webster. Comes up with a jump shot on Greavy. It's back to 1, 98-97.
They did not run the play that Lenny designed for them. That was just a
Greavy is
situation.
limping, Rick. They're going to have to get him out.
Larry Wright is prepared to come in.
Here's the injury timeout, and Greavy, who scored 27 points, will leave, and Larry Wright will work with C.J. Charles Johnson in the Bullets backcourt.
That's a small backcourt alignment for them, so they're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Brown and Johnson in their backcourt to make it tough for them to get the ball in the offensive zone.
If anything happens, they probably would move Dandridge back there if they're desperate for a tall defensive man and go with that monster front court. Dandridge picking up George Gervin in the San Antonio series several times, but Johnson says, hold on, we can supply some firepower. It's a three-point Bullet lead in 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. CJ has been here before, having played with Rick as the Warriors swept the 75 series. John Johnson waits for Freddie. Short that time, run down though by Johnson, and he'll come up with the shot. Back to 1 again in 2:28.
Coach's nightmare, offensive rebounds.
That has kept them in the ball game all day long. When they're down by a bunch, they were able to hit the board.
Webster trying to force Unseld outside, and Wes obliges. Larry Wright not moving. Dennis Johnson. CJ's got his eye, Rick, and you know what he can do when he gets it.
Well, when he gets it, he's going to make it if you're hanging on him.
Down behind Silas, you can hear the 2-minute warning in the background. It's 1 again. Downtown, Freddie Brown now with 28.
But Brown gets those because Wes Unseld does not come out and expose. He gets to dance behind that screen.
Time left, upper right-hand corner. CJ goes to his spot at the left baseline. Off everything that time. Brown lead now to Dennis Johnson. One-on-one. Knocked away by Wright. So the Sonics could not get the fast break basket, but they've got control down at their attacking end, and they could take the lead. You would never know that Lenny Wilkins was right in the center of the storm. He was like that as a player, the calmest of men, telling Freddie Brown exactly what he wants done out here to try and gain the lead.
Right, score a basket. Get me a hoop. Yes, sir.
And he wants a man at the top. Marvin came off, and there's a pushing underneath.
Larry Wright. They took the big man. As Steve pointed out, they have a tremendous size advantage there. Dennis Johnson was posting low. Larry Wright got called for being a little over-aggressive. And here's the same man that missed 2 free throws not too long ago.
Shooting for the tie. Got it. 1:21 to go.
Elvin Hayes has not been heard from in a long, long time. They haven't gone to him at all, and he was the man that got him off to such a flying start.
And it has been Paul Silas with hard work at that other end. Sonics leading 103-102. 1:19 to go now. Let's keep an eye on Elvin Rick as Silas is there fronting him. Silas with an arm in front of Elvin. Freddie Brown dropping a double team. They can't get the ball to E. Here's Larry Wright. Right at the top of the circle. Off, and John Johnson with a mighty important rebound. 56 seconds.
They score right here. The Bullets are really going to be hard-pressed. This is a very important offensive series right now for the Sonics. The most important of the year right now.
Wow, Shot clock inside of 5. Freddie takes it alone. It's off. Paul Silas with a monster offensive rebound. With 30 seconds to go, Washington must stop them again on defense. They're going to get the ball back. Washington is assured time left of 1 possession. Shot clock to 6. Now inside of 5. Again Brown one-on-one basketball. He's got it with 14 seconds and a 3-point lead. 105-105.
I could just imagine what was going through his head right there. 6 seconds left. And you got to make this shot. You got to. No more errors. You got to make this shot. Let me know in the comments, if that was you, what would be going through your head at that moment?
Here it is, Freddie Brown doing it all by himself. Nobody running to him. He's taking it one-on-one. He turns for the fadeaway. Fred Brown, the fourth quarter man, has done it for Seattle. 3-point lead.
The final round of the Memorial Tournament will be coming up next. They are on their feet in Seattle with 14 seconds left.
Just remember that Washington had a 4-point lead against the Philadelphia team with 9 seconds to go and wound up going into overtime. There's a lot of time to go here. It's very important for the Sonics to play tough defense, not to back away and give the Bullets an easy basket. They must make them use some time up on the clock.
Dandridge at midcourt will inbound it. Charles Johnson, Larry Wright, Elvin Hayes, and Wes Unseld on the floor. Johnson fronting Hayes, and Silas is behind him. They're all over Elvin. It goes to CJ, and the countdown begins in Seattle. Dennis Johnson with him. Charles Johnson, not there, not free to Dennis Johnson. It's over. Gus Williams has come off the bench to ball handle and kill the clock. There was a foul.
There's a foul on the play. Gus Williams to go to the line. Larry Wright forced the foul. Gus, smart play, had nothing else to do. The game would have been over. We'll watch the play again as Charles Johnson takes it down the right side. Now watch Dennis Johnson smartly. He doesn't go after it. He doesn't want to pick up the foul. A long rebound. Silas knocks the ball out. What a man he has been this afternoon.
That's your man, Paul Silas. You said it earlier. If he played well, and he did rebound well, he took them right to the top in a period when they were down. He got big offensive rebounds for them.
Unofficially, Elvin Hayes' last shot came 4 minutes into the fourth quarter, which means for a period of almost 8 minutes, the Seattle SuperSonics have shut down completely on Elvin Hayes. Paul Silas and a lot of help from his friends. We are back, and it was a rebound by Paul Silas after a missed shot that triggered the most important basket of the game, going back to Freddie Brown when the difference was just 1 point.
Exactly right, Brent. That's the difference, and of course a big difference for Washington. Elvin Hayes has not scored. Bob Dandridge has not scored. Their front line and their 2 big offensive players have been very quiet when Seattle put a lot of defensive pressure on.
Washington missing a golden opportunity here.
Lob for Hayes. It's over. The Seattle Super.
At one point, the Washington Bullets had a 19-point lead just to blow it. I could just imagine that conversation in the locker room. I can imagine all the screaming. I can imagine the players being a little bit harder on themselves than anyone ever could. But I do have a question, though, because it seemed like these quarters are shorter than, at least from my era. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about that. Do they appear shorter to you? Just be sure to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.